Welcome to Easy English Talks podcast and Elijah's Instance of Easing and Need English Treatment. Hi everyone, I'm so happy you're here. In this podcast, I will share simple, useful, and everyday English sentences with you. These sentences are easy to understand and perfect for daily conversations. I will speak slowly and clearly to help you learn better. Let's improve your English step by step together. Thank you for listening. Let's get started.
Hello everyone, welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we're bringing you another great advanced lesson for all those advanced users out there.
That's right. This is a really useful lesson for all of our advanced users.
Exactly. You asked for a lesson about job interviews, and well, here we are. We're bringing you the first of 3 parts of the job interview series.
All right. So, Marco, you said it is the first of 3 parts.
Right.
So tell me, what are these 3 parts?
Okay, in this lesson, we're going to be looking at preparing for a job interview.
Okay.
So everything you got to do before the job interview. Part 2 will be talking about your education, your background, your work experience.
Okay.
And in part 3, we'll take a look at some of the common questions that are asked at a job interview.
And so we'll talk about some great ways to answer these questions.
Exactly.
All right. These 3 lessons will be coming out over the next month or so.
Exactly. So we're going to be looking at part 1 today. So let's take a look at some vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
Listen and repeat. CRM. CRM. Resume. Resume. Cover letter. Cover letter. Interview. Interview. Job opening. Job opening. Vacancy. Vacancy. Candidate. Candidate. Employer. Employer. Employee. Employee. Position. Position. Application. Application. Apply. Apply. Qualifications. Qualifications. Experience. Experience. Skills. Skills. Reference. Reference. Shortlisted. Shortlisted. Interview panel. Interview panel. Phone interview. Phone interview. Online interview. Online interview. Dress appropriately. Dress appropriately. Punctual. Punctual. Confident. Confident. Motivated. Motivated. Hardworking. Hardworking. Reliable. Reliable. Strengths. Strengths. Weaknesses. Weaknesses. Job offer. Job offer. Rejection. Rejection.
Well, we have 3 words here in vocabulary preview that you'll hear in the dialogue in a moment. And the first one is actually not really a word, but an acronym.
Right. CRM.
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 So, Marco, you are our marketing guy. Tell us, what is a CRM?
Well, it's really common in marketing. It stands for Customer Relationship Management.
Okay.
Or Customer Relation Management. But basically, it's the relationship that the company has with its customers.
Okay.
So CRM basically has parts like feedback or customer support, problems that they might have, and also information about habits and likes and dislikes from their customers or users.
Okay, but I commonly hear this word used as a noun. So something like, can you check in the CRM?
Right, there is some software out there that's called the CRM, so Sugar CRM, or many different softwares, which basically manages your database of customers, basically software that englobes this whole thing.
Okay, got it. All right, our next phrase in vocabulary preview, custom designed.
Custom designed.
Custom designed.
Custom designed.
So when something is custom designed,
It means it's a special design just for you.
so it's unique.
Right. That's what the word custom means.
Unique, like made especially for one person.
Right. So you have custom designed or also custom made. You see that a lot, for example, in cars, right? A custom made car.
Yes. Or maybe a custom built house.
A custom built house.
Yep.
With your specific likes and dislikes.
Yeah, your
color.
requirements. Yep.
Okay, and our last word, core values.
Core values.
Core values.
Core values.
So the core values of a company. What does the core mean, actually?
The center.
The center, right?
Yep. So, and here I think it's like the center or the most important.
The most important things the company believes in, right?
Right. So maybe respect for the environment.
Okay, or developing their employees. Okay, so the core values,
Yep.
the main things that the company believes in.
A great phrase for job interviews.
Oh, yes, very good phrase. Okay, so why don't we listen to our dialogue? Erica, what exactly is happening?
All right, we're going to be listening to two friends. And this guy is getting ready to go on a job interview. So his friend is helping him to prepare.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go over everything one more time. I really want you to get this job.
I know, it's an amazing growth opportunity. They're true industry leaders, and it would be so interesting to be part of an organization that is the undisputed leader in business process platform development.
So let's see. You did your research on the company, right?
Well, I visited the website and read up on what they do. They're an IT service company that offers comprehensive business solutions for large corporations. They provide services such as CRM development, and they also offer custom designed applications.
So what would be your role in the company?
Well, the position is for an account manager. That basically means that I would be the link between our clients and our development team.
Sounds good. And so why do you want to work with them?
Well, as I said, they're the industry leaders. They have a really great growth strategy, amazing development opportunities for employees, and it seems like they have a strong corporate governance. They're all about helping companies grow and unleashing potential. I guess their core values and mission really resonated with me. Oh, and they offer 6 weeks vacation, stock options, and bonuses. I'm totally going to cash in on that.
You idiot! You don't say that. Do you want this job or not?
All right, so he was doing great, but in the end, he said something he shouldn't, right?
Yeah, I don't think talking about money as your primary motivation for coming onto a new company is
Yeah,
really the way to
exactly.
go.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but let's take a look real quick at some language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
All right, in this lesson, we have 5 keywords for you from the dialogue, which we hope that you will remember.
Let's take a look at the first one. Undisputed.
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 So this is kind of a strange word. Let's listen to some examples before we explain it.
Example 1.
It's undisputed that she's the best person for the job.
Example 2.
The undisputed truth is that unemployment is rising. No one doubts that.
Example 3.
He's the undisputed champion of the world.
Well, I can understand from these examples that it means there is no doubt.
There is no doubt.
There's no
Exactly.
question.
Okay, now let's take a look at our second word, growth opportunity.
Growth opportunity.
It's a great growth opportunity.
So it's an excellent chance to improve, right?
To improve professionally and also on a personal side, right?
Yeah. So talking about growth opportunities, we can also use the phrase a development opportunity
And it's the same thing,
Yep.
right? To develop, to grow.
to improve yourself.
Okay. Now let's take a look at our third word. Read up.
Read up.
Read up.
Read up.
So when you read up on something,
Well, obviously you read it, right?
Right.
But you're reading it specifically for some information so you can know more about the subject.
so it's kind of similar to study, right?
Kind of, but really with the idea that you're trying to improve your knowledge about a particular field.
Okay. Now for our fourth word, unleash potential.
Unleash potential.
Unleash potential.
Unleash potential.
Okay, so to unleash.
All right. Well, I'm going to paint a picture for you.
All right.
So imagine you have your dog, right? And your dog is walking on a leash, like it has a string or a rope attached to it.
Right.
So then when you undo the leash, you unleash the dog, and then what happens?
It goes around and it's running. And...
Yeah, it's going everywhere.
Uh-huh.
So if you unleash potential, you release it and let it go and help it.
Grow and become
Yes.
bigger.
Yeah, exactly.
So you give it freedom.
Uh-huh.
So potential is the capabilities or abilities that a person has, right?
Yes.
To do something great. Okay. Unleash potential.
This, I think, is an excellent word to use in a job interview. I think it is really descriptive and really powerful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a good word. Okay, so let's take a look at our last one now. Resonate with.
Resonate with.
Resonate with.
Resonate with.
So he mentioned this really resonated with me. So what does he mean by resonated?
I guess he means it connected to him, right? It touched him.
So he agrees with this idea or he feels that he can relate to it.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I think this one needs a few examples to really show its meaning.
Okay, let's listen.
Example 1.
The candidate's speech really resonated with the voters.
Example 2.
Their music doesn't really resonate with me.
Example 3.
Their commitment to fight global warming resonates with me.
All right, so it's clear now to resonate with, right? Okay, so why don't we go and listen to our dialogue for the last time, and then we'll come back and give you some great pointers about preparing for a job interview.
Okay, so let's go over everything one more time. I really want you to get this job.
I know, it's an amazing growth opportunity. They're true industry leaders, and it would be so interesting to be part of an organization that is the undisputed leader in business process platform development.
So let's see. You did your research on the company, right?
Well, I visited the website and read up on what they do. They're an IT service company that offers comprehensive business solutions for large corporations. They provide services such as CRM development, and they also offer custom designed applications.
So what would be your role in the company?
Well, the position is for an account manager. That basically means that I would be the link between our clients and our development team.
Sounds good. And so why do you want to work with them?
Well, as I said, they're the industry leaders. They have a really great growth strategy, amazing development opportunities for employees, and it seems like they have a strong corporate governance. They're all about helping companies grow and unleashing potential. I guess their core values and mission really resonated with me. Oh, and they offer 6 weeks vacation, stock options, and bonuses. I'm totally going to cash in on that.
You idiot! You don't say that. Do you want this job or not?
Okay, so preparing for a job interview is really important, right?
Yes. Yep.
And we're going to give you some really basic tips about how you can prepare for a job interview.
Yep. I got to confess something to you, Marco.
What?
I love job interviews.
Really?
Yeah, I know it's really weird. Most people hate them, but I love them.
So you love being the interviewer or going to job interviews?
Both.
Really?
Yeah. I like everything about them. So I feel like I have a lot of passion to share with you about this.
All right, so let's take a look at the first point or the first tip that you can help us out with. So before you go to a job interview, you should do a little bit of research, right?
Right, and that's our first point. It's really important to know as much as you can about the company, their history, their product, their management style, just as much information as you can find out about how they work and what they do.
And why do you think this is important?
Well, basically, you'll be asked about it in the interview.
Right.
And so if you show that you haven't prepared, you haven't done any research, you show that you don't care.
One of the best ways that you can impress in a job interview is to show that you know about the company, that important things like you know what kind of products they offer or what's their largest market.
Yep.
And I guess that really impresses the interviewer because it shows that you are interested in this company and they really want the job.
And that you are willing to do the extra work it takes to prepare yourself. Because I think that will show the interviewer that later on, when you're working for them, you'll do that extra work on the job.
Exactly. That's a really good point. So that's our first point, our first tip, to do some research.
Yes.
Now, you've done your research, you know everything about the company. What else should you do?
Once you've read up on the company, you've got to spend some time thinking about yourself. You've got to prepare to sell yourself to the company.
Okay. So to sell yourself, to really demonstrate them why you are the perfect person for the job.
Right, because a lot of people think about why they want to work for the company, right? Because they feel like they're aligned with the core values or the message of the company resonates with them. But what the interviewer really wants to hear is how you, the interviewee, is going to benefit the company. What are you going to bring to the company?
Right, and this is the most important part, is to know what are your skills, right?
Yes.
And it's not enough to just say, well, I am a great leader.
Yep.
Right? So if you are a great leader, you should be ready to give an example of how you have demonstrated to be a great leader, right?
Yes. All right, so maybe like an example, like I'm a really strong leader because in my previous job, I had the best JD Power ratings for employee satisfaction.
Okay, so you're actually showing with numbers or with facts that you are a great leader.
Yeah, so the key thing here, I think, is identify what your strengths and skills are. Think of specific examples. If you can, give numbers and show how you can bring this skill and your experiences to the new company.
And now, well, you're ready to sell yourself. You've done your research. Now, you have all of these things in your mind. You have to practice.
Yes.
Right?
A much overlooked stage in the preparation.
Yeah, a lot of people think it through. They write things down, but don't really practice.
Yeah. So I know you have a few tips about how you can practice interviewing effectively.
Okay, well, the first thing that you should do is use your friends.
Yeah.
Right?
They gotta be good for something.
Exactly. And, well, probably your friends are also working at a company.
Yep.
Maybe they're managers, or maybe they've interviewed someone before already. So you can set up a mini interview and have them pretend that they are the interviewer and ask you these questions, and you're trying to answer seriously. And I'm sure that your friends can give you some great feedback, maybe what you did right, maybe what you did wrong. So that's a really good way. And another thing is also you can record yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. If you have a video camera or even many people have a webcam like right in your laptop. Record yourself actually doing the practice interview with your friend.
And this is really useful because you can later see what you recorded and detect some of the things that maybe aren't really useful or good. You know, for example, posture is a really important aspect.
So what do you mean posture?
So the way that you are sitting down in your seat.
Yep.
How you are expressing yourself with your hands.
Yep.
Some people, they move a lot during the interview because, of course, you're nervous. So maybe they're moving from side to side or playing with their feet or playing with something on the table or moving their hands in an awkward way. So those are the things that you have to watch out for.
Yes. So I guess it's really important to sit up straight and to show that you are powerful and in control.
And another really great thing is eye contact, right?
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier.
And why is eye contact so important?
If an interviewee maintains eye contact with me for like most of the interview, I feel like they have really good people skills.
In my opinion, I would say they have a lot of self-confidence.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Right?
Yep.
Because if a person is looking down or not looking directly at you, it's either one of two things, in my opinion. It's either they are not confident enough with themselves or they are lying to you.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Or also they don't have good people skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a problem in today's sort of knowledge-based economy.
Exactly. So it's really important to maintain eye contact. And one other really important thing related to eye contact posture
Yep.
is the handshake. When you get to the interview, it's really, really important to give a firm, good handshake.
So what qualifies as a firm, good handshake?
Well, you don't have to prove that you are ultra strong, right? So you don't have to squeeze the other person's hand really hard.
And like break their hand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not like a strength contest.
No.
A good firm handshake is squeezing normally, not too tight, not too loose.
Yeah.
But your entire palm, your entire hand has to be in contact with the other person's palm or hand.
Yes.
Don't give them the fingers, like
Yeah.
some people give you only 4 fingers or half their hand.
Yeah, I hate that.
I hate it too. And this goes for men and for women
Yeah.
because a lot of women do this.
Yep. I call this the dead fish handshake.
The dead It is kind of like a dead fish or the dead hand handshake.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you on this one. So, nice firm handshake.
Yeah. Firm handshake. And, well, these are our tips for preparing for the interview, everything you have to do before it. I'm sure there are a lot more things out there. And I'm sure our users have some insight on this as well.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it because like I told you, I love job interviews.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
CRM. Meaning, a system to manage customer information. Example, I used a CRM system in my last job. Resume. Meaning, a document with your work and education history. Example, my resume is ready for the interview. Cover letter. Meaning, a short letter about why you want the job. Example, I wrote a cover letter to go with my resume. Interview. Meaning, a meeting to talk about a job. Example, I have an interview at 9 a.m. Job opening. Meaning, a job that is available. Example, there is a job opening in the IT department. Vacancy. Meaning, an empty job position. Example, we have a vacancy for a driver. Candidate. Meaning, a person applying for a job. Example, she is a strong candidate for the job. Employer. Meaning, a person or company that gives jobs. Example, the employer asked good questions. Employee. Meaning, a person who works in a company. Example, he is a new employee in the office. Position. Meaning, a specific job or role. Example, I applied for the sales position. Application. Meaning, the process or form to ask for a job. Example, I sent my job application yesterday. Apply. Meaning, to ask for a job. Example, I want to apply for this job. Qualifications. Meaning, the skills and education needed for a job. Example, she has the qualifications we want. Experience. Meaning, knowledge from doing a job before. Example, he has 5 years of experience in teaching. Skills. Meaning, things you can do well. Example, good English skills are important. Reference. Meaning, a person who can talk about your work. Example, I gave 2 references on my resume. Shortlisted. Meaning, chosen for the next step. Example, I was shortlisted for the interview. Interview panel. Meaning: a group of people who ask questions in an interview. Example: the interview panel was friendly. Phone interview, meaning an interview by phone.
I had a phone interview last week.
Online interview, meaning an interview on Zoom or other apps.
My online interview is tomorrow morning.
Dress appropriately, meaning wear proper and clean clothes.
Always dress appropriately for interviews.
Punctual, meaning on time.
Be punctual for your job interview.
Confident, meaning sure of yourself. She looked confident in the interview. Motivated, meaning ready and excited to work.
We want a motivated employee.
Hardworking, meaning someone who works a lot and tries hard.
He's a hard-working person.
Reliable, meaning someone you can trust.
She's very reliable at work.
Strengths, meaning good qualities or skills.
My strengths are teamwork and communication.
Weaknesses, meaning things you're not good at.
I try to improve my weaknesses.
A job interview is a meeting between a candidate, job seeker, and an employer, company or hiring manager. The purpose is to talk about the job, learn about the candidate's skills, experience, and qualifications, and see if they are a good fit for the position. Before the interview, the candidate usually sends a resume and a cover letter. If the company is interested, they invite the candidate for an interview. It can be in person, online, or by phone. During the interview, common questions include: tell me about yourself. Why do you want this job? What are your strengths and weaknesses? Do you have experience in this field? The candidate should dress professionally, be on time, and speak clearly and confidently. After the interview, the company may send a job offer, or sometimes a rejection if they choose someone else. A successful interview needs good communication, preparation, and confidence. Now, more information about this podcast.
General information about job interviews. Today, we will talk about something very useful for your future: job interviews. Let's learn what they are, why they are important, and how they work. What is a job interview? A job interview is a formal meeting between a job seeker called a candidate and a company or employer. It is a chance for the employer to ask questions and for you to show that you are the right person for the job. Job interviews are used all around the world in America, Canada, India, Pakistan, Africa, Indonesia, Malaysia, and everywhere else. Why are job interviews important? A job interview helps the company learn what kind of person you are, what skills and experience you have, if you will work well with the team, if you understand the job, if you are confident, honest, and professional. It is also a chance for you to learn: is this job right for me? Do I like the company? What is the salary or working hours? So it is a two-way process. The company learns about you and you learn about them. Different types of job interviews. There are many types of job interviews. Let's look at the most common ones. 1. Face-to-face interview. Most common type. You meet the employer in person. It can be one-to-one or with a group. 2. Phone interview. This is done on the phone. It is usually short and helps the company decide if they want to meet you in person. 3. Online interview. Zoom, Skype, etc. Very common today. You talk to the company through video call. It's good for international or remote jobs. 4. Group interview. Several people are interviewed at the same time. The company watches how you work with others. 5. Panel interview. You are interviewed by 2 or more people. They all ask questions. Common steps in a job interview. Let's look at the general steps that happen before, during, and after a job interview. Before the interview, you send your resume, CV, and cover letter. The company reads your information if they are interested. They contact you. They schedule a time for the interview. During the interview, you go to the interview in person or online. They ask questions about your experience, skills, and goals. You answer clearly, honestly, and politely. You can also ask questions about the company or job after the interview. You may send a thank you message. The company will contact you later with a job offer or a rejection. Common questions in job interview. Sure are some questions that are asked in almost every job interview. Tell me about yourself. Why do you want this job? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What do you know about our company? Why should we hire you? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? These questions help the company understand how you think and if you are a good match. What do employers look for? Employers usually look for good communication skills, teamwork, problem-solving abilities, professional behavior, punctuality, being on time, motivation, and positive attitude. Confidence without arrogance, relevant experience and skills. Even if you don't have a lot of experience, showing that you are willing to learn and work hard can make a big difference. What should you bring to an interview? Here's a short list of things to bring to a job interview: a copy of your resume, a pen and notebook, your ID or passport, a list of references if needed, certificates or other important documents, a positive attitude and a smile. Tips for a good interviewer are some easy tips to help you do well. Be on time, arrive at least 10-15 minutes early. Dress well, look clean and professional. Practice answers, prepare for common questions. Be polite, greet everyone and say thank you. Speak clearly, use simple and correct English. Listen carefully, don't interrupt. Ask questions, show interest in the job. Be honest, don't try to fake anything. Stay calm even if you feel nervous. Follow up, send a thank you email after the interview. What if you don't get the job? Don't worry. Even if you don't get the job, you still learned something. Maybe you made a mistake, or maybe another person was a better fit. That's okay. Ask for feedback and try again. Every interview is a chance to grow, and one day you'll get the job you want. Final thoughts: a job interview is not something to fear. It is a conversation. It's your chance to show who you are, what you can do, and how you can help the company. With practice, preparation, and confidence, you can succeed. Thanks for listening. This was our general guide to job interviews. Getting a job and interviewing in the US. Introduction. Working in the US. Many people around the world want to work in the United States. America is a big country with many jobs. People work in shops, offices, schools, hospitals, restaurants, and many other places, but getting a job in the USA is not always easy. You need to understand the system, speak English, and follow the rules. In this lesson, we will learn how to find a job in the USA, what documents you need, how to prepare for a job interview, what questions they ask, and how to get hired. Who can work in the USA? To work in the USA, you need to have the right to work. This means you are a U.S. citizen, you have a green card, permanent resident, you have a work visa like H-1B, J-1, or others, you have refugee or asylum status. If you do not have legal status or a visa, it is very hard to get a legal job. Some people still work, but it is not safe or legal. Types of jobs in the US. There are many kinds of jobs in the United States. Here are some examples. Entry-level jobs, easy jobs for beginners. Cashier, dishwasher, janitor, delivery driver, factory worker, waiter or waitress, housekeeper. These jobs do not need high education. You can start fast, but the pay is often low. Skilled jobs need more experience. Office assistant, salesperson, customer service, electrician, cook, or chef. Construction worker. Professional jobs need education and documents. Nurse, teacher, engineer, IT specialist, accountant, lawyer. For these jobs, you need degrees, licenses, and good English skills. How to find a job in the US. There are many ways to look for a job. 1. Online job websites. Indeed.com, LinkedIn.com, Glassdoor.com, Craigslist.org. For local jobs, you can search by location, job title, or company. 2. Ask friends and family. Many people find jobs through people they know. Talk to your friends, neighbors, or people from your community. 3. Walk in. Sometimes you can go to a shop or restaurant and ask, "Are you hiring?" Take your resume and ask politely. 4. Job fairs or community centers. In big cities, there are job fairs where many companies come to meet job seekers. Documents you need when you apply for a job in the USA. You usually need resume, CV, cover letter, social security number, SSN, work permit or visa ID or driver's license, references, names, and contact info. Steps to get a job. Here is how most people get a job in the USA. Find a job ad, send your resume and cover letter, get a call or email for interview. Go to the interview. If they like you, they offer you the job, you accept the offer and start working. Hat is a job interview. A job interview is a meeting between you and the company. They ask you questions to know if you are good for the job. The interview may be in person, on the phone, on Zoom, or Skype video call. How to prepare for an interview before your interview. Read about the company, practice common questions, choose clean clothes, be on time, print your resume. Remember, first impressions are important. Common interview questions: tell me about yourself. Why do you want this job? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Why should we hire you? Do you have any experience? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Try to answer with simple, clear English. Be honest and stay calm. How to dress for an interview: always dress clean and neat. Men, shirt, pants, belt, clean shoes. Women, blouse, pants or skirt, simple jewelry. Avoid heavy perfume, flashy clothes, or loud colors. Body language tips: smile, sit up straight, make eye contact, do not cross your arms, do not look at your phone. Good body language shows confidence. After the interview, say thank you. Ask when you will hear from them. Send a thank you email within 1 day. Example: thank you for the interview. I enjoyed meeting you and learning about your company. I hope to work with you soon. Work culture in the US. Work culture in the USA is usually fast and busy, focused on time, be punctual. based on results and goals professional. But frontline employees are expected to be on time, speak clearly, ask questions, and be responsible. Jobs for immigrants and refugees. Many immigrants work in restaurants, cleaning, driving, construction, healthcare. Some organizations in the USA help immigrants and refugees find work and learn English. Examples: IRC, Catholic Charities, Upwardly Global. Tips for success: improve your English, learn basic computer skills, make a simple, clean resume, practice interview answers, stay positive, and don't give up. Conclusion: getting a job in the USA takes time and effort. But if you learn the system, practice your English, and prepare well, you can do it. Good luck with your job search and your interview. Thanks for listening to this podcast. See you next time. Introduction: many people want to find jobs in different countries. Work helps people earn money and live better, but every country is different. The way to find a job and do a job interview is not the same everywhere. In this text, we will talk about job interviews and work in India, Pakistan, Indonesia, Malaysia, Egypt, Philippines, Bangladesh, and African countries. These countries are popular for English learners who want to work abroad. Why do people work abroad? People move to other countries to find better jobs. Sometimes jobs are not easy to find in their home country. Other countries have more jobs or better pay. Working abroad can help people learn new skills and meet new people. It can also be a challenge because of new culture and language. Work culture means how people work and behave in their job. Every country has a different work culture. In some countries, people work many hours. In others, people like to take breaks. Some countries have strict rules. Some are more relaxed. It is important to learn about work culture before you start a job. How to find a job in many countries. People use websites to find jobs. Some popular websites are NOCRI.com, India, Rosie.pk, Pakistan, Jobstreet.com, Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, local newspapers, community centers, word of mouth. Asking friends and family. People also visit companies to ask about jobs. Sometimes a friend can help you find work. What is a job interview? A job interview is a meeting between you and the employer. The employer wants to know if you are good for the job. They ask questions about your skills and experience. You can also ask questions about the job. A good interview helps you get the job. How to prepare for an interview: dress neatly and cleanly. Bring your resume, a paper with your work experience and skills. Be on time. Practice common questions like tell me about yourself or why do you want this job? Be polite and confident. India is a large country with many jobs. People work in factories, offices, shops, farms, and IT companies. Common jobs: IT support, shop assistant, teacher, driver, factory worker. Finding jobs: use websites like NOCRI.com or ask people you know. Interview: dress neatly, speak clearly in English or Hindi, be polite. Employers want honesty and a good attitude. Bring your certificates and ID. Be ready to talk about your skills and experience. Pakistan has many industries such as textiles, farming, and services. Jobs: salesperson, office assistant, driver, teacher, Factory worker use rosie.pk or ask friends and family for jobs. Dress smart for interviews. Be respectful employers. Ask about your work history and skills. Bring important documents and certificates. Show willingness to learn and work hard. Indonesia's economy includes farming, fishing, factories, and services. Jobs: factory worker, shop assistant, driver, nurse, teacher. Use job websites, local offices, or word of mouth to find jobs. Interviews: ask about your experience and skills. Be calm, polite, and clear when speaking. Dress neatly and bring your resume. Malaysia has jobs in manufacturing, services, and tourism. Jobs: customer service, office staff, factory worker, waiter. Search jobs online or visit job centers. Dress nicely for interviews. Show confidence and a good attitude. Speak English well if possible. Egypt's main jobs are in tourism, farming, and services. Jobs: tour guide, shop assistant, teacher, driver. Use job websites or local ads. Be polite and patient in interviews. Bring important papers and speak clearly. Philippines. Many people work in call centers, farming, and services. Jobs: call center, agent, nurse, driver, office staff. Use online job portals and community groups. Smile, be friendly, and answer questions clearly. English is common, so speak well. Bangladesh. Textiles and farming are important jobs in Bangladesh. Jobs: factory worker, shop helper, driver, teacher. Find jobs in local markets or online interviews. Focus on honesty and willingness to learn. Dress clean and be respectful. African countries. Africa is a large continent with many countries and jobs. Common jobs: farming, market seller, driver, teacher, factory worker. Use local newspapers, online sites, or community help. Interviews may be simple, but be respectful and honest. Bring ID and certificates. Prepare your resume carefully. Dress clean and neat. Practice common interview questions. Be honest and confident. Arrive on time. Learn some English words if possible. Respect the culture and people. Follow up after interview with a thank you note if possible.
Leave us your comments. Maybe you've had a good experience with a job interview, or maybe a bad one, or maybe even as an interviewer, you've interviewed some really interesting people.
And you've got some great tips to share with us.
Exactly. So come to our website, leave your questions, leave your comments, share your experiences with our other users. And Eric and I will also be there to participate in the discussion.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. And until next time, goodbye.
Bye.